What is up, adventurers? Welcome to another Restoration Nation video. If you guys saw my recent restoration of the Ideal Star Team Zem figure, you probably figured that I was going to have to get the other figure in that line, the Knight of Darkness. I found this guy on eBay, made an offer on him, a little bit less than what they wanted, and got him. And he's in pretty decent shape. And at the same time, I actually found this Zem here for $5 on eBay, and he has a myriad of problems. So we're going to actually not destroy, we're going to restore Knight of Darkness, and we're probably going to do Zem here in the background along with this video, because like I've always mentioned, no restoration's ever the same. So we'll get this Zem restored as well as part of this video, and we'll do this Knight of Darkness. So we'll come back and talk about these figures individually. Keep living the adventure. Axis of Awesome. Alright guys, welcome back. So this Knight of Darkness, like I said, is in a really good shape, other than some issues with his clothing and his elastic. He's missing his pistol. Obviously a lot of those were, but Matt Squatch Customs makes repro pistols for this guy, so we'll try to grab a couple of those. Like I got an idea. I've talked with Murray Corrigan. We'll talk about that later in this video. His cape is completely shot, but I know a lady who can probably make me a new one and remount it to the body here. We're going to try to restore the outfit and restring this figure as well, get him all cleaned up, and that'll be the plan with him. I also plan on doing a brand new outfit for him as well. We'll restore the old one, but I kind of want to do an upgraded outfit for Photo Store, because he's going to become a villain on my Super Joe line. So right now the plan is to take off the outfit, restring this guy, try to get a new cape made, kind of restore the silver paint on this outfit, and get this thing all ready for battle, as well as taking this figure and give him a fresh new look. So first thing we'll do is we'll strip him down, get him restrung, and try to get this outfit remedied. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, guys. So Zem here has seen better days. Like I said, I got this guy for $5. You guys have seen my previous restoration video for Zem. The reason I bought this one is because I did the head mold for Zem's head, and it did not turn out the way I wanted it to. It had too many air bubbles in it for some reason. So I wanted to find another one at some point. Basically, I bought this so I could do another head mold, which we might do for this video, maybe not. But anyways, this Zem is it's actually in worse shape than the one that I bought. The chrome's worn off of the figure. He's got one knee. I'm assuming the grommet's broken and it's been glued. And then he's got this elbow here that has had a piece of thread put through it to probably hold this in place as well. The elastic is completely, or the rubber is completely shot, but we've restrung this, so we shouldn't have any problems redoing this figure as well. First thing we want to do is bust this knee loose and bust this loose to see what the problems are, and maybe use the 3D printer to repair those, pop this thing all apart, and hopefully get him restored back to his original glory. So that is the plan with this guy right now, so stay tuned. Okay, guys, welcome back. So here we go. We're starting this disaster. Started off a little bit on the wrong foot. So I went to take the Lord of Darkness, Knight of Darkness's outfit off, and that fabric is that old 70s cheap-ass fabric, and it was stuck to him, and it's super oxidized, so this fabric just basically rips. So we're going to have to trash this thing. I'm not going to trash it. I'm going to keep it and maybe take it apart and try to iron it out for a pattern for a later date. Maybe we'll revisit this. But I took the belt out with the intentions of reusing it because I was going to just do a brand new outfit for this guy anyway. His cape is just total toast. So it kind of just pushed me in that direction. So we'll come back and talk about what we're going to do about that. Let's put those off to the side. Of course, these are those old Captain Action boots. You can see them right there. Like those are lightning bolts. They're Flash Gordon boots or what? Anyways, we're going to get those cleaned up with a little Armor All. We'll put this part off to the side, and we're going to incorporate this in our new Night of Darkness outfit. So the elastic, I said, is pretty much toast. He looks like it'd be really easy to restring. I will probably restring him just like a G.I. Joe with the grommets and everything. So we'll take him all apart, and we'll do some trial and error and get him figured out how we're going to restring this guy. Shouldn't be a problem. So that's what's going on with the Night of Darkness. Just the outfit's toast, which is fine. And we've already got some new plans for that. So we'll get him cleaned up. He's got a lot of dust and stuff on him. So we'll get him taken apart, washed up, and then get him restrung. Now, Zem, on the other hand, wow, this was a wild deal. So he was glued with this glue here. And I ended up using some Goo Off solvent. Soaked the just the glue and popped out all the glue that was in the joints. So I got that all cleaned up. I want to scrub him down with some Tide Free and Clear and get him all good to go. I'm going to pop his head off and do a new mold of that. I won't even do it on camera. You guys have seen me do molds before, so it's kind of, you know, irrelevant to this restoration. But anyways, so he had his arm peg was broken. So I kind of glued it back together, and I'm going to try to design a 3D printed part that will work for this guy, print it in gray, and get his arm back together. And his knee had this peg here broken off. The shaft was broken off. So I glued it back on. Now my goal right now is to take a tiny drill bit on my jeweler drill here, one a little smaller than this, and drill down through that shaft and then stick a tiny thin piece of metal in there to reinforce that joint and glue it in there. And hopefully we can get this guy back working. This joint here is really tight. I don't know if we got some glue or whatever back down there, but I want to try to get it working again. If that doesn't work, I've got a different idea, but right now we're just going to try to drill down in there and stick a piece of metal in there to reinforce it. And that is the goal. So we're going to do that. We're going to get them all. We'll try to fix this first, and then we'll try to 3D print a piece for this. Shouldn't be too hard to kind of come up with something similar that works. And we'll soak this guy in some Tide Free and Clear and get him all scrubbed up, head molded. And then I bought one of these liquid chrome pins at Hobby Lobby, and we'll try to use it maybe to touch him up and get him back to fighting shape. But yeah, it's a little more involved than what I thought it was going to be. But then again, you know, no restoration's ever the same. So that is what's going on with these guys right now. So let's keep moving on down the road. All right, gang, welcome back. So they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So today we are going to be definitely making some lemonade. I'll explain in a minute. I've got Night of Darkness all cleaned up. So here's all his parts. I've got to get him ready to go, wipe him down with some Armor All and get him restrung, which is going to be super easy. We'll talk about that in a bit. So who knew that if you took chromed parts and put them in OxyClean, they will strip all the chrome off. This has been the week I've had so far. Yeah, this is the week I've had. This is fitting. So, but I'm not upset about it, actually, to be honest. I'm kind of happy because I wasn't really keen on using that chrome pin in the first place to do him. So this is going to work out better for me. So I'm going to probably get some of this gunmetal gray paint from Wonder Vinyl and spray him with an airbrush with this gunmetal paint because I think it's going to be super cool looking. And you know, since this figure here, the only reason I bought him, I got him for $5 and I bought him for the head sculpt. So it's kind of a throwaway figure, and I think it's going to be a great custom. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order some of this Wonder Vinyl paint. We're still going to have to fix the arm and the knee joint, so that's not going to be an issue. But I think that's what we'll do. Like I said, I didn't plan on doing this way, but this is the way it worked out. So anyway, that's what we got going with this. So who knew? You guys out there might have known. I did not know that if you put this stuff in OxyClean, it strips the chrome off. So there, if you ever want to dechrome something and repaint it completely, just put it in OxyClean and it will eat that shit right off. So no harm, no foul. We will get to work on Night of Darkness. We'll push him off to the side here, and I'll get some Wonder Vinyl paint ordered up here soon. It's kind of expensive, but I think I can use it for some other projects. And we'll spray paint this guy with an airbrush and give him a really cool look. I think that's what we're going to do. I'll scrub these down with some dishwashing detergent to get me that OxyClean off. And we'll mold this head too. Again, I'm not going to do any of that on camera because you guys have seen me do all that stuff. So anyways, just thought I'd update you guys on this beautiful project I'm working on. Stay tuned. Okay, gang, welcome back. So I'm going to attempt to design and 3D print a couple replacement parts for the legs and the arms for this Zem figure. Got everything kind of sketched out, half-assed, so we'll get to work on that. That'll probably take a little while, and we'll mold the head. Lord of Darkness, or Dark Knight, or whatever the hell he's called. Night of Darkness. We're going to restring him. Should be pretty easy. What we'll have to do is a little trial and error. Just going to stretch elastic through these rings here and figure out how long it's going to need to be to pull up through the torso, chest area, and then hook on his head. And then, of course, the arms will probably kind of do like a Migo restring if you've ever done one of those before. I will attach the elastic through here, pull it super tight up through here and crimp it. So that should work. And then we should have him all restrung. And when we get done restringing this guy, the next order of business is going to be his outfit or his kit. Obviously, this is toast. I have a brand new idea to replace all this garbage stuff and kind of give him a brand new look. So that's where we're at right now, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back with some more details. Okay, gang, welcome back. So let's talk about this Zem real quick. I have managed to 3D print. Let me get this apart. A replacement tab for that knee. Looks like this one here. I did it in black because this is the PLA Plus, the high strength stuff. I don't really care what color they are because they're going to get painted. So it's not a big deal. Right now I am going through a trial and error on this portion right here. It's proven to be a little more difficult than what I anticipated, but I think we'll be able to get it to so it can function like this one right here. So that's where we're at on Zem. So we get those pieces printed, and then we can get him back together. Now, Night of Darkness here, I discovered he has a small hairline crack right here. It runs down the crack of his ass. So the issue is going to be, we're going to have to take a staple here, and we'll do our get our plastic welder, and then we'll melt that staple into that crack there and keep it from propagating any further. That should work. The reason you have to do that is because when we go ahead and restring this guy, there's going to be a lot of compression put here, and that's just going to cause that crack to further propagate. And once it starts, they don't stop, so we've got to fix that first. I'm getting ready to restring him after we fix that. So what I've done with the arms, pretty simple. I've just looped some elastic through the arms like so. Both arms, kind of like Amigo restring. Then I've pulled it. I'm going to pull it tight. Then I've created a little bit of a crimp, kind of like I do with my restring kits. And I'll pull that tight, and then I'll crimp that, and then the tension will be relaxed, and the arm should be good to go for that. The legs, on the other hand, are going to be real similar to a G.I. Joe restring. I did some trial and error and figured out the length of elastic I needed to do the legs, and they just took these number 10 terminals. They fit right here on these deals here, and of course we'll just loop them through, and then put this thing together here. This one's a little bit more finicky than the other one was. Oh well, you guys get the gist of it. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull that through the torso, and then we'll hook the neck hook through there, and that'll get Night of Darkness all restrung. So after we get him fixed with the staple, restrung, talk about what we're going to do as far as outfitting him. And in the background here, we'll get old Zem fixed up, and we'll talk about what we're going to do as far as putting a brand new coat of paint on him. So stay tuned. Hi gang, welcome back. So just realized how terrible my description of how to restring this was. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of show you guys what I was talking about. So here are the legs done. You can see you kind of just loop them through here. The total length's around 4 inches. And then this is probably about 1/2 inch either side. You can make it a little less. The issue is you got to pull it through there and loop it or hook it onto this neck portion right here. And it's a little tricky, but we'll do that here in a second. So the arms, so like I said, I've got some thicker elastic here, or thicker bungee. So what we're going to do is we just go through pull that through like, whoop, a little too much pulling. There we go. Hold on a second here. Okay, so you get the elastic through here. Then I go ahead and just basically tie it, you know, like you're tying a knot it, pull it as hard as you can. But keep it from slipping. Trust me, it's easier. It's easier said than done. Hold on a second here. Just redo it here. This is the best way I found that this works. I tried a couple different methods. Hold on here. There we go. So pull it basically as hard as you can. There you go. So it's in there like so, and then take your scissors. Whoops. There you go. And then, just like a G.I. Joe restring, I've got my piece of coat hanger here. We'll thread it down through there. And we'll attach it to this portion right here. And we'll just oh shit. Hard part about using that thicker elastic is that kind of get this caught as you're trying to pull it up through there. I found it's easier to do, there you go. So we'll go ahead and pull it up through there. Let me go ahead and get myself a little bit of my pliers here, and then we'll attach this. Yo, what's up?
I need to show you something outside.
Okay, I'm almost done.
What are you doing?
Stringing this dude up, showing everybody how to do it. There you go. So he's done. He's a little floppy because I just kind of wanted to show you guys. I need to actually tighten this up a little bit, but you guys get the gist of how to restring this now. So there you go. You want to jump in here and say hi?
Hi.
Hey. All right, welcome back, gang. So we are working on Zem's body right now. I got one of these liquid chrome pens, and it seems to be doing the trick pretty well, actually. Now, the thing about these, it takes a few days for it to cure out. So I'm going to do some more research. It takes about, I've been letting them sit for like 3 days. So it'll take me a little while to get all this chromed out, but I think it's going to work just fine. So when we come back, hopefully we'll have Zem completely chromed out and assembled. And I've got some stuff I'm ordering for Night of Darkness, and we can resume rolling down the tracks on this restoration video. All right, gang, welcome back. So Zem is complete. Got him all put back together. The chrome pin worked out pretty well. It didn't give him quite the shine I wanted it to, but I had the chrome pin already bought, so that's what we went with. In hindsight, I would paint him a different color, but I didn't want to go to all the time to do that. It's not that important to me. So you can see here, this is the brand new knee joint we 3D printed. Works great. Can't complain about that. The elbow as well works great. I extended it a little bit, gave him a little more range of motion, and he's fine. Put him back together, restrung him like I did in that Zem video, and he's complete. So we'll figure out something to use him for. I've got some plans here for a future Super Joe storyline. I think it's going to be really cool. That's going to involve Zem. So he's done. So now what's left is to finish up Night of Darkness. And like I mentioned earlier, I've got some stuff coming in the mail. And as soon as that gets here, we'll get Night of Darkness finished up, and we'll come back with some final thoughts. So stay tuned. All right, gang, welcome back. So you guys know from the beginning of the video, we had Night of Darkness's original jumpsuit. It's in really bad shape. That old 70s cheap fabric tends to rip. It's not very good. So this suit's basically kind of trashed. We could save it to maybe salvage a pattern. The cape is trash as well. So I had an idea. So if you guys remember from one of my Super Joe videos, I made these Super Joe vests out of essentially poster board, metallic poster board. Go back to that Super Joe video and take a look at that. So I decided to create kind of like a vest as an homage to this silver portion on the front of this jumpsuit. So I designed my own little template, got myself some metallic poster board and cut it out. And I also took the opportunity, if I can find it in here, I'm not sure if I still have it in here. I do not. So I had that vinyl belt. I'm not sure where it went. That vinyl belt that had all the kind of Darth Vader knockoff style dials and whatnot on there. And I got on one of my computer programs and I created a decal. And here is the finalized version of our figure. There you go. So this is my Night of Darkness kind of custom. So what I did, I put a black jumpsuit I got on Amazon from him, a skin-tight jumpsuit, threw his boots back on, and made one of these vests. Now, sometime I might revisit it. I got a little bit of a hole here. I tried to sew this cape I got off Amazon, and I added a chain to it, to the vest here. But that's okay. But you can see I've created this really cool vest, kind of an homage to that Night of Darkness figure. And I think it turned out great. I really like the way this thing looks. It is very Darth Vader-esque and a sweet Night of Darkness, kind of a level up form or elevated Night of Darkness kind of. I like the way it looks. The cape looks dope. And we've got a couple things, or one thing coming for him to really finish him off. But in the meantime, while we wait for that, I bought from Matt Squatch Customs this cool sword. So I've got a cool sword for him. And from Cotswold Collectibles, I got a reproduction. It's also a Matt Squatch Custom, a reproduction pistol that came with the original Night of Darkness. And we're waiting on one more thing to really finish this guy up. So there you go. Here is our Night of Darkness almost complete. I think he looks great. What we'll do is we'll pause the video and we'll wait for our new accessory to come in. And we'll come back with both figures and a few final thoughts. So stay tuned. Okay, gang, welcome back. So we are about done with this Night of Darkness restoration. You can see to the left of him is our Zem figure. And I didn't think this guy would be complete without something really cool. And I got a hold of Murray Corrigan over there at Corrigan Holsters a while back. And Murray has made me an exclusive proprietary rig for my Night of Darkness, which will hold the Matt Squatch Custom laser pistol. And I think it's going to be great. So we're going to pause the video. We're going to come back with this on this figure, wrap this up, and have a few final thoughts. So stay tuned. All right, gang, here we are. This is our finished Night of Darkness. You can see here we have the Matt Squatch Custom sword and the really nice rig made by Murray over there at Corrigan Holsters here, holding those cool laser pistols. And this is our finished figure. I think he looks awesome. It's a cool reimagining of Night of Darkness, if you will, and I really like the way it turned out. I actually added a magnet behind the chest plate here in order to hold the chain here and secure it for the cape, but this guy is ready to go and make it into a future Super Joe photo story. I love him. He turned out awesome, and yeah, it was really a lot of fun to do this project. So recapping what we did, we got this cool Night of Darkness figure. He was pretty toasted as far as his elastic and his outfit. We put together a whole new outfit, had a custom set of holsters made by Murray Corrigan at Corrigan Holsters, and then I made the rest of this stuff here at the shop at Skunk Works. And at the same time, we also redid this Zem figure. Guys, this was a really fun restoration. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did, if this is something you want to take on. Like and subscribe to the page. Hit that notification icon. And in the meantime, guys, what do we say?
Keep living the adventure.
Keep living the adventure, and cheers.
Once a noble warrior of the forgotten celestial order, the being now known as the Knight of Darkness turned against his brethren after uncovering a forbidden cosmic relic, the Obsidian Star. Twisted by the ancient artifact's dark energy, he betrayed the light and vanished into the deep void, becoming the galaxy's most feared warlord. Clad in black armor, forged from the wreckage of a collapsed neutron star, and armed with a pulse blade that drains the life force of his enemies, the Knight commands the shadowy fleets of the Star Reavers. He speaks rarely, but when he does, his voice echoes like thunder through the vacuum of space. Feared across all systems and hunted by the rebel force known as the Zem Alliance, the Knight of Darkness now seeks the final piece of the Obsidian Star, a shard rumored to be hidden on the lost world of Primorion. If he finds it, all light in the cosmos may be extinguished.